Welcome to your first lesson, lesson 1-1. This lesson focuses on nouns, the first part of speech that we will study. We're going to take a look at identification, identifying nouns, classifying them into various categories, analyzing how nouns are used, and then, of course, correctly using nouns. Some tips for success on this lesson. First of all, nouns come in many varieties and can take many forms, so please take organized notes on the many different types of nouns there are. A lot of times the classifications of nouns overlap. A noun may be both this type of noun and also this type of noun. That's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you acknowledge that those classifications are not totally separate all the time. Make sure also that you're creating your own examples and exercises in your notes. There's only so many examples I can come up with, and I'd much rather you come up with your own examples because that makes your learning more personal and it makes it more concrete in your own mind. Alright, so to study nouns, I want to start with this. Take a look at this painting. This is a painting called The Fight Between Carnival and Lent by Peter Bruegel, painted in 1559. And I want you to think about what you see in this painting. There's a lot to look at. When I see this painting, I see a lot of things. I see a man riding a barrel on a sled. Well, you don't see that every day. Wearing leggings, I guess, like you would in the 16th century. Looks like he's carrying a spit. Yeah, like a spit you'd put over a fire. I know that because there's a chicken, like a roasted chicken on the spit. And he's being pushed around by some drunkards. Wearing some funny looking hats, like party hats. And they're wearing kind of costumes, these people behind him. I see some rubbish on the ground. Oh, over here I see what looks like an old woman, maybe looks like a nun or something, sitting in a chair on a cart with wheels. She has a basket on her head, and she's holding an oar, and it looks like she's kind of jousting with the fat man on the barrel. And her oar, for whatever reason, has fish on it. Maybe, I don't know. There's a flag up there. I see a well moving on. There's a bucket over here. Oh, a beggar. Alms being given to a person. An amputee. That's strange, isn't it? You probably didn't notice that until I pointed it out. This guy playing a guitar over here. We have a table. There's a lot of things that you see the more you look at this particular painting. Yeah, but it's not just the things either. It's also ideas. I see drunkenness, for instance. I see generosity. I also see agony over there with the amputee. I see piety with the nuns walking out of the church, and grief with the people carrying the coffin, and thirst. I see revelry and pity and applause and merriment and labor and celebration. There's a lot of things in this painting. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Let's talk about substantives. Substantives, as I mentioned in the previous video, are the class of words which represent all of the stuff that we perceive, all of the stuff that I pointed out, all the stuff that you see in that painting. Those are all substantives. Substantives come in two forms, nouns and pronouns. No language can exist without substantives. It's the most vital component of a language because without substantives there would be literally nothing to talk about, no point of reference to talk about anything. So with that, I want you to try this next little exercise. It's all about identifying substantives in sentences.